Hello, July 25th. One of the things that has helped me, and many of you have been asking for some help on this as well, that when we look at our map and you see me going to the side on the menu, the drop down options, you notice that I hit the 250, and that is millibars, so you understand. And I thought what we would do really quick so that we have good orientation, so everyone does, as to what we're looking at. Here is something I found that would be very helpful. So millibars, all that is pressure. And you can see here, it's not exact. Pressures varies with the weather. It's used primarily for aviation, so that you know. And the 250 millibars is approximately about 6 miles up. This is the altitude where the jet stream is at and has its most influence on weather patterns that drop below that. Now there is two higher levels, as you can see here, 150, and I think on our map we use which is 10, which is 10 millibars, which is at the very, very top. And quite frankly, a few planes go up there. Now, if you happen to have a Citation 10, let me know and we can go party a little bit at 60,000 feet. So anyway, another thing that I thought that I would do as well is kind to explain to you how the map that we use, how those models are produced, and understanding that those models are pretty much on real-time data. You can look at it as well to make planning forecast. And what they do is that they take three sources, and those three sources begin to produce these type of maps. This one here is a wind map, and you can see where they have clocked that out. This next one, as he says, let's see, there we go. So here's one, low pressure, high pressure, in a gradient of this particular region. I just pulled these up so that you can see that this is how the data is then fed in to the much larger maps. This is a wind current map, and again, a wind current map. So you can see, oh, by the way, it's one of my pictures. I do a lot of, as you know, a lot of pictures of the sun. But I digress. So this kind of helps explain the maps we use. And when I come across other bits of data that I think will help all of us to have a better understanding, I'll put that up there as well. Hello, coming to you a little bit early this evening, Monday, July 25th. From the little lesson that I just gave everyone to kind of do a really quick recap, here you go. You can see here we're dealing with the air currents. We can do with our ocean currents. Let me just get this going here. And of course, we'll wait for it to download. So there you go. So you can see we can do this with a lot of different tools. This is a great program. I encourage all of you to use it, get to know it as well as I am, and we all can be experts. So just to let you know that when we're using the wind map, we are using up here, we'll actually show you. This is, for instance, total cloud. So all of these are different elements. Mean seams pressure, there's, you can see as well. So in our case, let's go back to the wind and let's go to the 250 millibars and let's take a look at what's happening. Well, there you go. We clearly have a north-south breach. It's just as plain as day. You can try to argue it all you want to, but there it is. In fact, as you can see with these low pressure areas, how they form. Well, I say they're low pressure. Let's just call them pressure areas. They could be, depending on how the counterclockwise is going, low pressure, high pressure. We know that they influence the jet stream up here, a broken jet stream. We see it having pressure points here, bringing down the wind. Over here, it's bringing down the wind currents directly into the southern jet stream. Yeah, it's a spring, all right. A mighty fast one. So just so everyone also can get a good handle, here we go. We see the same breakdown, not as well defined, but nevertheless, it is there. It's over Africa, folks, and all of us have been watching it. We know this. It is just having, well, interesting effects. So let's talk about this. Europe is already being warned of dust storms in the higher altitudes, causing freakish sunsets, weather phenomenon. All of this, they say, is coming up from Africa. Well, we can see probably where some of that is coming from. These winds are just absolutely intensifying. Look at this. Now, this is, I believe, what Dr. Beckwith would tell us is a classic north-south flow. There it is, and you can see it right over here as well. We were seeing this on the other side. And with the weather now impacting, let's see if we can actually see what level that is coming at. Well, here you go. So you can see at the 500, and remember, the lower the millibars, the higher the altitude. So here we can see the westerlies coming across Africa into the Sahara Desert, picking up dust, sand, and cascading it back across over Europe. So let's go down a little bit more, because this is a good lesson for us to really see how each level impacts. Again, we're seeing this coming directly off. This is normal. I do know this. They're called the westerlies. We also get a lot of dust, and I bet you we could actually find the dust particulates. There you go. So you can see how it's picking up. We know that this is the desert over here, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Middle East, coming across Africa, picking it up. We know that this comes across the Atlantic. This a lot of times normally is what also would feed hurricanes. But as you are aware, the media doesn't talk about it, but the folks in Florida and along the East Coast know we have not had a major hurricane hit the East Coast in quite some time. It's just being suppressed, and I believe that is an effect of the jet stream as well. So we can see all of these different aspects. We can look up here, get the idea of the sulfur content. Look at this. This is China. So much for that international, what was that, the Quixote Agreement? Yeah. The following statement is a personal commentary and does not reflect the opinion of management. Well, actually it does, because I am management. But there you go. So we're learning. Let's just keep our eyes open. This is obviously, I believe, something is happening here. We have watched this over the last week continue to build. I believe that we will get reports of weather, dramatic weather in these areas over here. So be safe. I'll look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow.